Hey there, this is Seema, and in today's lesson, I'm going to show you something very interesting. Today, we're going to talk about the word well. Now, the thing is that everybody knows what this word means. But what if I told you that you do not really know how to use it in many ways? Now, the beauty of English is that if you know to use a word in many ways, you are an advanced speaker. So, you got to promise me, you're going to watch this video until the end, because by the end of this video, I promise you, you are going to know the meaning of well in many different contexts. And that is why we're going to learn the creative uses of the word well. So let's take a look. The first use basically means when you're talking about something that is done satisfactorily. In other words, if something is done to your satisfaction, you're happy with it, you will use well. Or if something is done successfully, which of course is a great thing, right? There again you will use well. So I could say the interview went well. Or I could say the concert went well last night. In other words, it went satisfactorily, I did well, or it went successfully. But hold on, there's some more. It also means that you are healthy, right? The word well means it has a positive connotation, right? So healthy, how do you use the word well in this context? I could say, hey, you don't look too well today. What happened? A lot of you probably say, you don't look good, you don't look fine. But now you can say, you don't look too well. I think you're not feeling too good. I had the flu last week, but now I'm well. All right then, let's look at another creative use of well. You can use well, this is very interesting, okay? You can use well to enhance the degree or the level of an adjective. Now, sometimes, when you have an adjective and you want to give it some more emphasis, you want to add well to the past participle. What do I mean by that? So, I can say, the little girl is so well behaved. Now, the word behaved is an adjective, which basically means that your behavior is good. You're a person who behaves very well. Okay? But if I use the word well before behaved, it enhances the degree of the adjective. And that is why it's such a creative use of the word well. So the next time, don't say her behavior is very good. You can say, the little girl is so well behaved. Okay, use the word well to enhance the degree of the adjective. Or you can say, the meeting was well organized. Well, I don't think it was just organized. It was well organized. You're emphasizing how nicely the meeting was taken care of. The agenda, the entire way the meeting was conducted. So it was well organized. Okay, then we have some more. So you can also use well to congratulate someone. This is a very common one, but some of you don't use it. So you could say, well said. You gave a perfect response, right? When someone says something really nicely, what do you say? You say, well said. I hope by the end of my video, you tell me that I've done something pretty well, which is well said. Or you can say, well done. Your efforts won us the cup, right? So when India wins the match, what do we say? Well done, Team India. If you want to tell me well done, then hit the like button, okay? And I'm going to now show you another creative use of the word well, which is using it as an interjection. Now, an interjection in English is basically a way of exclaiming something. Exclamation is something that happens usually when you are expressing some kind of emotion, surprise or disappointment. So, if I want to express emotion, what do I say? I say, well, look who's performing tonight. Maybe I'm surprised that my brother is probably performing. I didn't expect him to. So I say, well, okay. Or let's say I'm warning you because I'm a little scared for you. I may say, well, avoid saying that or else you would land in trouble. Okay, so when you are using it as an interjection, the word is never used as a part of a sentence. It's just used as an exclamation mark. In other words, it's used as an interjection. Now, you can also use well in a phrase to show that you are giving additional information. Now, all of you who are writing essays, who are giving speeches and presentations, this is for you. Okay, when you want to say something like, I love playing football as well as cricket. So why should we use a boring word like and? I mean, some people do, but now you don't have to use that. You can say, he is good at video editing as well as, not and, as well as graphic designing. So the reason we're using as well as is because video editing is a separate skill and graphic designing is a separate skill. So what are we doing here? We're using as well as to emphasize that this guy is good at this and this, which means he's a really good person, right? He's someone who is really valuable at his work. All right, then, there's another way to use well, and this is again very important because I believe that when we are talking, it is important to add emphasis to very important points. But where does well come into the picture? Let's have a look. When we say the plane had arrived well after 12 a.m., how is that adding emphasis? Think about it. I don't say the plane had arrived after 12 a.m. I'm using the word well. Why? Because I'm emphasizing that it was a lot after 12 a.m. Not just 12:05 or 12:30. I probably mean maybe 2 hours after 12 a.m., which means it was very late. You can also say he was drunk well beyond the limit to drive. Now, I could say he was drunk beyond the limit to drive. But what would that tell you? That would tell you that maybe he was drunk just a little over the limit. A little bit. You don't know. But when I use the word well, I'm emphasizing that it was a lot more. Okay, so when I'm using the word well to talk about emphasis, I basically mean a lot more than what is required. Okay, so let's look at one more way. Okay, just one more way where we can use the word well. Now, this is really interesting. You can use well in combination, okay, with these words may, might, and could. But why do you do that? You do that in order to show probability. Probability means something could happen. You're not sure, there is a possibility or a probability. So, artificial intelligence might well be the future of this generation. Okay, we don't know for sure. We don't know because we can't see the future, but we're saying that there is a high possibility. So therefore, we are adding the word might, but we want the word well to tag this word. Similarly, we could say he may well become the next PM. So again, I'm using the word well and I'm tagging it behind the word may. And I could possibly do the same thing also with the word could, where I say, if you study, you could well get into engineering. Okay, so what am I doing here? I am pairing, I am making a combination of the word well along with either of these three words. Why? Because I want to show that something is possible, something is probable. Okay, well, I don't know about you, but if I were you, I would use this word in so many different ways. Okay, so whoever is watching this video, and I know all of you are, you want to give me some sentences, so put those in the comment right now and tell me how are you now going to learn and use this word in more creative ways. Okay, I want at least 5 sentences. Can you do that for me? Well, I believe you can. So I'll be back with some more lessons, but do leave those comments, do give me those sentences, and I will personally check them and tell you if you are correct. Have a nice day and keep learning. Bye.